So today we're going to go through the facial and what it entails, and also we're going to go through a bit of PPE to help anyone that's going back after lockdown. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to put on our gloves and we're going to put on our mask before we go near our client. So we have on the bed, we have a disposable bed sheet. These are great to get because they're one-time use. You put them over the bed and you throw them away after every client. And here, instead of using towels, we're using disposable sheet as well, folded up. So after we treat the client, we get rid of it. We're using disposable headbands instead of cotton headbands. And every time, even though I have my gloves on, every time I touch something else other than the client, I'm going to sanitize. Because we want to make sure that every surface is clean. So we put couch roll down on the counter and we've sanitized everything in the area. You do have to make sure that everything is cleaned down before and after every client. So we use the antibacterial wipes to clean that down, and you can get that anywhere. So we're going to do a basic facial today on Kasia. Kasia is part of my support bubble, so it means that I have closer contact with her on an everyday basis. But if she was a normal client, I would be using this headband. So this will protect the client from other fluids from other areas in the body. So we're not going to use that today. So we're going to start off with the cleanse. We're starting with our gentle clean. Now, gentle clean is a hydrating cleanser, so it means we can go over the eye area. And we're also going to bring it down onto the neck and décolleté. Okay, so when you're cleansing, you're doing long strokes like you do in your massage. And you can work over the eye area to lift off the mascara and eyebrows. For cleaning off the cleanser, you can either use disposable gauze every time or your one-use sponges. So we have the one-use sponges. Make sure when you're cleansing that you're covering every area and that you're giving the nose and chin a good clean out. So after your first cleanse, then you're going to analyze the skin. So Kasia has lovely thick skin. It can be a tad oily and congested, but it's actually really good for aging and gives her skin is normally glowing. But at the moment she's a slightly bit dehydrated, So when I push the skin together, I can see little fine lines, and also there's slight open pores. So we're going to write down on our prescriptive notepad that she's a bit dehydrated on her forehead and a slight open pores. We're going to go work around. There's a slight bit of milia under her eye. And slight open pores just on her cheek area. Nose congested, just a little bit. Jawline good. Bit of pigmentation. And it's best to go through every single area. First of all, don't just look at the skin and go, okay, her skin looks good. You look at every area and you look at the skin from an angle. Because if you look straight down, you can't see anything. You just see like a pretty face because her features are good. But when you look at it from the side, you can see the bumps on the skin. You can see open pores. You can see pigmentation. So always look at the skin at an angle. And yeah, pigmentation a little bit around here. And a bit of open pores. Tiny bit of congestion along the jawline, which can suggest a little bit of stress or excess sugar. Okay, so during the mask time, we're going to write all of that down while our client has their mask on. So then we know what to suggest the client afterwards. Okay, sanitize again. Now we're going to go for deep clean. So we're going to give, second cleanse is your more deeper cleanse. And this is just a bit more of a foamy cleanser to get rid of any oil and congestion, because she does have a little bit. So circles up the neck, 3 swipes on jawline, 3 swipes underneath the cheekbones, around the eye, and up the forehead. And then we're going to clean the chin and nose. Every cleanse should be at least 3 minutes long in a facial. Okay. Then we're going for our clean sponges from our second bowl of water. And dab your hands if it's dripping. If you're finding it difficult to hold the sponges, just fold them out in between the fingers. Always keep one hand on the client. If you're going like this, it doesn't feel nice to them, lifting both hands off. Always keep one hand on so that you're always in contact. Okay. Now we're going to exfoliate. Be careful you don't put too much on, because you'll never get rid of the grains, and when you're massaging you'll be able to feel them. Now at the moment we're not able to do steam because of the guidelines and restrictions, But if you were doing a facial and those restrictions weren't in place anymore, you could have started the steam when you turned on the steamer, when you started cleansing, so that they would have a lovely long steam, and it would help the exfoliation, the cleanser, work even better on the skin, and then your skin would be perfect for extractions right now. So we're going to perform extractions now. You wrap the tissue or gauze around the fingers, and then you stretch the skin slightly. You put pressure underneath the blackheads and you wiggle. So wiggle is moving the blockages out towards the surface. If you squeeze, if you just put pressure, then you push half of the gunk back down into the skin and it creates a spot. So you need to make sure you stretch, get under the congestion and wiggle. And you can see them popping out. Okay, so I can see from Kasia congestion that it is oil, something oily is blocking her pores because it's very easily being extracted. So you can see oil coming out when you do a squeeze. So if you see that oil coming out, you know that they're using too heavy a product on their skin. Okay, so plenty of rubbish came out of that one. So after her extractions, what we're going to do is we want to rebalance her pH and also make sure anywhere we've extracted is nice and cleaned out. So what we need to do is we're going to use rose water to hydrate and rebalance her pH. This I'll wipe around. Don't use toners that have a lot of alcohol in them, or because it will just dehydrate their skin. So this has no alcohol in it, so it's perfect. This is just plain rose water. every movement should be nice and slow. Okay, so we're going to throw this in the bin. Now Kasia, because of her congestion and 1 or 2 breakouts and a little bit of oiliness, we're going to use high frequency on her. So with the facial electrics, we want to determine which electrical component will be best for her. So we're saying the high frequency because it's antibacterial, it dries up any excess of oil, and it creates oxygen within the skin for helping healing. So we're going to use that, and we're going to use a galvanic galvanic iontophoresis, and that just helps hydrate her skin because her skin's quite dehydrated at the moment, which we saw in skin analysis. And then we're also going to do a tiny bit of muscle stimulation because that's great to lift and tighten. So first we're going to do the high frequency. So we're going to apply gauze. This creates distance between the machinery that we're going to use, the probe, and the skin. And this distance creates a little bit of oxygen on the skin, and that's what creates the drying out and the antibacterial. Okay. So when you're doing high frequency, you don't put it straight onto the skin. What you need to do is you lower it, keep it on the lowest setting. So you can see there's no light, it's not on. And you're going to, so then you place it, and then you increase the temperature. Increase the setting. How does it feel? Okay, so what I'm doing at the moment is just moving it over the skin. I'm concentrating on areas with a bit of congestion and oil. Now another way you can take it off the skin is you make contact and lift off. And if she has a spot, what you can do is concentrate it on the area of breakout. So I'm going to just, I'm not touching the spot, I'm hovering over it, and this will dry out the spot straight away. And this is called sparking. And it gets rid of the spots straight away. You can see a difference.
So you carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna move this back.
Okay. And it doesn't feel anything strong or sore or uncomfortable. It's just nice and relaxing for the client. How's it feeling? Is it okay, Kasia?
Yeah, it feels good.
So, want to make sure. And you do this for about 5 to 7 minutes. Obviously, if someone is a lot more breakouts in a certain area, you will concentrate on that area. And this is also great to help close up the pores after extracting. So you would use this after your extractions. Okay, and turn that off. So Cash's skin is a tiny bit dehydrated. So what we want to do is hydrate her skin. So to hydrate her skin, we have to put water molecules deeper into the skin. And galvanic does that by using polarities in electrical current. It pushes in with one side and pulls in with the other. So you need to use a certain product with it. So with the galvanic, we're going to use a rose gel, which is desensitizing and plus hydrating. So we're going to use that, but that is a specialized ionized gel that you use it with it. We apply it all over, and then we use the rollers to help push it into the skin. Don't forget, we have cleaned down all these first. So we place one probe behind, which is wrapped in wet gauze, and that helps conduct the electrical current. So what we're going to use is a rose gel. You can apply this with a brush. Okay, so this is using electrical current, which means you can't just put it on the skin because you're going to give them a little bit of a shock. So what we need to do is we need to place one and put one on. So we're going to put this on and we're going to turn it on. And when we turn it on, we're going to start rolling. And all they can really feel with this is that there's a metallic taste in their mouth. So all we're doing is working over the area to push the ingredients deeper into the skin. And you do this until all the product is pushed into the skin. This is amazing for anyone with rosacea, dehydrated skin, sensitive skin, aging skin. You can see a difference in the glow in their skin straight away. So it's galvanic antiphresis, and it's part of your facial electrics. And you need to keep it on the skin. And keep it rolled over the skin, and don't touch off each other. Does that feel okay? Okay. And you do that until all the product is soaked into the skin. And then when you need to turn it off, you lift one and then you turn it down and turn it off, and then you can lift the other. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I use aloe vera gel or the rose gel as the conductor for electrical current for stimulator. So we're actually going to leave the residue of that on, and then if you need a little bit more, you just add it onto it, and then we're going to use the muscle stimulation all over. Okay, so So for the muscle stimulation, we're working on the belly of the muscle to cause it to exercise. So it lifts and tightens and also helps with blood flow. Okay. So you're going to work on what you've learned with the muscles of the skin and where you want to lift and tighten. And you hold it for 10 seconds in each of the areas. Now, with your muscle stimulation, you have a few different types of machines and you'll have conductor gels with it as well. But I love the fact that it helps hydrate the skin at the same time if you're using the likes of aloe vera gel or rose gel. And with this, you'll see it lift and tighten straight away. So I go over each area twice, or else I'll go over until they see a result. You can see with that, it's already lifting and tightening. You can hear the muscle stimulator actually tells you when to move. And they'll always feel a little bit more in this area because of fillings. Okay. Now we're just going to give Kash's skin a little tone. This is just with the rose water. Now we're going to do the massage. So because Kash's skin is more on the normal to oily than it is on the to the dry or aging, we're going to just use the cream. So when you have a more mature skin or more drier skin, you can mix your massage oil with your massage cream and it'll help glide more. But because we don't want to block our skin, because it's easily blocked because it's more oily, we're just going to use the cream. So we're using this massage cream because I love it. And we're going to do neck, chest and décolleté as well as face. So we make sure to put plenty of cream on, and you're going to coat the whole area first. So that means we'll have enough cream to massage from start to beginning. So we start with effleurage, round the shoulders, So this is just warming up the muscles. So you do 6 of every movement. So effleurage. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do circles, and this we're circling on the chest, around the shoulders and up the back. And the next one, what you're going on to, is knuckling. So you're lightly working into the muscles, making sure not to go over the collarbone, around the shoulders, and knuckling into the back of the shoulder and up the neck. And this is lovely for them, a really nice treat. And again, you're doing this 6 times. And then you go back to your effleurage. And then we're doing circles up the neck. So once you've completed 6, then you move on to the jawline. So people always get tight muscles along the jawline, so you just want to pick that muscle up and rub it out. So you're doing little half circles up onto the ear here. Again, it's 6 times for each one. And then from corners of the mouth, you're going to do little half circles as well, up onto the temples, and drain back. So when you're sliding back, there's no pressure, so you work the muscles going up and slide back. What you want to do then is you're going to, with your index finger, put a little bit of pressure, and you're going to drain just along the orbital rim, along the eye, and you bring one finger back and the other, a little bit of pressure, and drain, because you're going to help drain out their sinuses. And again, you do this 6 times. Always go nice and slowly. And then what you want to do is, with your 2 thumbs, apply pressure and drain out. People get tension headaches, it can tend to be in this area. So now we're just draining in between the sinuses. And then we want to drain this out to the temple area. do now is we're just going to cover and put a little bit of pressure just to hold the face, and hold for 10. And then you sweep down your effleurage off, and that's it. I'm just going to tone off the excess cream. Okay, and we're just going to apply a mask. So this mask is just for decongesting, antibacterial, and also calming and soothing and hydrating. I like to have even coverage. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. And we leave it on then for 10 minutes. So during that time then we will change our water, clean down our products, write out our prescription for a client of what they should be doing at home, and get everything ready. So we've left it 10 minutes now, and we're going to take off the mask. And changed our water. This is the type of mask really you can do a bit thinner. Okay. And then we're going to give it some rose water. Now I'm going to apply a serum. So we're going to apply the vitamin C serum. Now we're just going to do a bit of eye lifting around the eye area. So what we're doing is we are draining the lymphatic system and stimulating the muscles in the area at the same time. The results with this are amazing. Okay, and we're going to do you can work along the bone area, and it'll lift and tighten the muscles in that area, and also stimulate circulation to feed the skin, to uplift and tighten, and drain the lymphatic system that causes puffiness in the area. You do that on each eye for 5 minutes, and you'll notice the results. So. Okay. So with Kasha, we've put on the serum, a vitamin C serum, and we're going to just SPF. Because her skin is oily, we don't need to use a big, rich, heavy moisturizer. We just need to hydrate her skin, which the vitamin C will do. So we just use an SPF after that. And that'll be enough for her skin during the day, especially during the summer.